motivating and inspiring people is, of course, the key to a big career opportunity. What does it do with getting help from successful people that we know?
Well, once I have people get past the reluctance to ask for help, because guess what? Getting help from other people is part of being a human being. You know, if bunny rabbits could all band together, they'd have a different reality. If all the birds could work together in other ways besides flying as a flock, they would have a very different life as well. And we wouldn't, be in charge of so many of these kinds of animals if they could band together and communicate in such a way and make decisions and implement those decisions. So the fact that you have the ability to speak and write and motivate and inspire other people is what separates you from people who have no hope and no power from people who do. And I personally, because I do and have done so much animal welfare work, it's about speaking for those who can't when you're in animal welfare work. But now we're talking about you speaking up for yourself. And you can't demand things of people. You can't push them around. You can't complain. You can't stamp your tiny little feet, as a boyfriend once said to me. So you have to be very, very skilled at motivating people to help you in ways that can make all the difference in your life. And tonight it's about career, so in your career too.
Beautiful advice. Now, if someone actually gets stuck and they can't find a great job, what is the outside the box explanation option that you would suggest for them?
It means that you're not using your visionary brain. It means that you're not looking for solutions that are perhaps invisible to you, but visible to others. It means that perhaps you're not backing away and looking at a wider vista, which is one of the 4 parts of the brain. The visionary brain is the upper right, it's the yellow quadrant, and it is a set of skills to imagine, infer, create, design, all of these things that have nothing to do with money, have nothing to do with action plans, and have nothing to do with interpersonal relationships. It's a completely different skill set. And I have it in, spades, so I'm delighted to work that for people when they don't have it. But first, you have to be very, very clear about what your goals are. It's only when you haven't been successful in reaching those goals that you then should take a look at, okay, maybe there's some outside the box strategy or solution that I need to be aware of and I need to implement it right now.
Wonderful. Now, what about after someone really gets that big job and the bigger task, let's say, is to keep the job? What is the key to this?
Well, this is a whole other coaching goal, right? So I've helped so many clients get great jobs, talking about all the things that we've spoken about so far. Write the resume, put something similar but different on LinkedIn, come up with all the questions for the interviews, invent the answers for the interviews, practice the answers so that you sound like you're a genius, and all these other things. How to dress, how to act, how to walk and talk. But now you've gotten the job offer, now you've gotten the job, you know that stuff is going to show up. You know that. Because if you're making 40% more than you made in your last job, or possibly, more than that, you know that there's a big challenge or series of challenges. And I've helped people get jobs where they're getting paid twice what they used to earn. I had a client who asked for something like a 70% increase, and the guy said, I'm going to give you that, and I'm going to give you another $10,000 a year gross because you deserve it. And that was a personal best. Who ever heard of a boss offering more money than the hire even asks for? I mean, that's just amazing. But I'm telling you, it happened. A lovely, lovely woman who lives in Arizona, a real person. So the trick is that you have to be absolutely vigilant with this. You have to be so skilled and so serious. because you could lose the job. And you know, if you went through a headhunter, the headhunter only gets paid if you keep the job for the period of time specified, which is usually about 3 months. So if you are fired under that wire, they don't get paid. So do you think that they're going to get you another job? Oh, no, they're not. They expect you to keep this job for 2 years at least, and then come to them and say you're looking for a better job so they can make more money. They're not interested in you getting a great job and failing at it. That's unacceptable. So be very, very aware of this stuff.
So what's a big factor that we really need to remember about our attitude adjustment?
Well, you know, attitude is everything. So let us imagine that you got the job, that you love your job. It's not hard to have a great attitude. It's not a problem. But what if you got your job, as many of my clients have experienced this, they got a huge financial package, a gigantic payday, then they start on day one and, oh, Susan, I never thought about X, or I never thought about Y, or I know, Susan, you warned me about X and Y, but I remember telling you that I didn't think it was important and I was wrong. Now what do I do? Well, I'll quote my incredibly successful uncle who said to me when I was in one of those situations, "What are you going to do to solve it?"
Aha.
I thought I could just complain to him. What are you going to do to solve it? So what are you going to do to solve it? You've got to turn it around. You've got to make it work. You've got to either make a friend of that person that you can't stand. You've got to transform that person's performance so you can stand them. You've got to convince whoever needs to be convinced that that person can be replaced. Then you have to find a great new candidate for that position and train that person. I'm telling you, it's not that easy. Or if you find out the company isn't who you thought they were. But you've got this job and you need to keep this job for 2 years. So how are you going to solve it? And that's a lot of the work that I do with clients is they tell me their complaint, they tell me what they don't like, how are we going to solve it? It's like if somebody calls me and tells me what they don't like about their children. Well, I could help you get rid of your spouse, but I won't help you get rid of your children. So we're going to have to solve the problem. What's the behavior that's the problem? Same thing is true in a company.
Identify the problem.
And solve it.
Yes, that's the key. Perfect. Don't hang out in the break room and listen to everyone else complain. I get it. Go take a walk.
That's right. Yeah. No water cooler for you.
Now, what can you suggest about someone who, let's say, can learn how to play politics successfully?
Now, it's so interesting. Politics, of course, is a completely different skill set from everything else. And I will say that one of the most effective before he got into trouble for another reason was Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is a genius in politics. Remember, Bill Clinton convinced President Bush Sr. to be his business associate in that nonprofit. That's huge. If you look at who won and who lost the election, that's huge. That's remarkable. But that is who Bill Clinton is. He can get along with anybody about anything. He's got so many lower right brain skills, people skills, that of course that's why he does and did get, maybe not anymore, but did get in trouble with all those extraneous women because of those skills he has. But he is a genius at politics. There are very, very, very few presidents or people who are the CEOs of large corporations who are more skilled than Bill Clinton. So he's a good person to look at. And you've got to learn how to play politics. If you're going to be in business, it is political. If you want to own your own company, which is what I've done for 90% of my adult life, you don't have to play politics in your own company, and you may with your clients and customers. It's very important to realize what you don't want in your business, you may still have, but you may not have it 5 days a week or 7 days a week. But, if motivating people isn't something you love doing, and you're not in sales, and you don't have an employee agreement with anybody, you're your own boss, that doesn't mean that you don't have to have all of these skills to get new customers and keep the old ones. You do. So eventually, what's the message? You need to master all these skills. That's the bottom line.
Absolutely. Now, why is becoming self-motivated and behaving with consistency to reach goals an urgent quality for all of us to experience?
Well, the demonstration about why consistency and peacefulness is so important is it's like, a straight shot on the freeway from Los Angeles to Chicago. And if you go just, at the speed limit, a little bit above it, you're not going to get stopped in speed traps. You're not going to have cops stop you. You're not going to do all the crazy things. You're not going to lose time because there are people giving you tickets, right? And if you just keep going a straight shot, you take a couple of breaks, but nothing, extraneous, you're going to get to Chicago in exactly when you think you're going to get to Chicago. However, if you think of a roller coaster that's like this all the time, right? How long is it going to take you to go to Chicago if you're driving on a roller coaster? It's going to take you forever. It's going to take you years and years and years. You're never going to get there. So that's why being happy, peaceful, consistent is such an essential and crucial aspect of getting a job and keeping a job. Because guess what? They can tell by your body language just how infuriated you are. They can tell just how scared you are. They can tell how hopeless you feel about doing a good job. So fear, anger, sadness. Those are the 3 negative emotions that encompass all the other negative emotions that humans are prone to. You have to master your mind so these things don't stop you. And you have to do it now, and that's what I teach.
I love it. In every ordinary day. Now, do we have enough time for the last question?
Sure.
What do you think?
A little under 2 minutes.
Okay, here we go. This is going to be a quickie. We know that moodiness eliminates the energy required to do that great job. And why does the state of positive expectation and belief allow each of us to reach goals consistently?
So we're talking not only about your moods have to be consistent, but when they are, and the mood is high enough, you can reach goals consistently. That's the secret to life, right? So the reason positive expectation and belief is the emotional state you need to live in 99% of the waking hours and 99% of the sleeping hours is that's magnetic. That's how you motivate people to work with you. You motivate people to help you. You motivate people in every way you need them to. That's how you motivate yourself. You get out of bed in the morning. You pull yourself together. You look as great as you can. You go to work. You do a great job. You're wonderful to be around. Everybody loves you. You're a terrific addition to the company. And then you go out with friends or go out with clients. And then you come home and you rest and you get ready and you do the same thing all over again every day, a minimum of 5 days a week for the rest of your working life. That's called success. That's what it looks like. And if this gives you chills and makes you feel horrified when you compare it to the way that you behave today, then you need me to explain how you can get there. It's really essential. It is urgent. It is not optional. Please.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing with us how to be our highest potential selves.
Absolutely.
Now, I know, Susan, that any area of success, career success, business acquiring, the using many different skills as you've shown us tonight, that Susan really describes them. And of course, taking her up on that 1 free hour, what a gift, that allows you to actually go ahead and allow her any personal, private, confidential questions that you may enjoy hearing her answer to. And I know the good thing is that with her energy, she loves to contribute to your best interests. That's a gift she likes to give to all of us. She does it with me continuously. Well, thank you for tonight, dear. Now, to contact Susan, you can go to heartspacesolutions.com, Susan at susanallen.org, or youtube.com/2001, and that magical free 1-hour gift phone call number 805-695-8405.